Let's start lab to perform vulnerability assessment using various vulnerability assessment tool. This is part of module 5 vulnerability assessment. Now, in this lab, we will demonstrate how to use OpenVAS to perform vulnerability analysis on a target machine, identifying weakness, services, and severity levels. It shows how firewall affects scanning and highlights how vulnerability persists even with basic defense enabled. Now to start the lab, we need to log into our Parrot machine. I've already logged in and I've opened up a terminal and I have updated to root. All right. Now here in this task, my target machine would be a Windows Server 2022 with IP address 1.22. Now to run OpenVAS, I need to run the Docker. So let's go ahead and run this Docker command. I have typed in the Docker command and now I'm going to go ahead and open up a Firefox and I will type https://127.0.0.1. Now you can just go ahead and click on advanced and then accept the risk and continue because it's a self-signed certificate. Now we're going to type in the username and password. The username is admin, the password is admin. All right, if you want, you can save your password and let's see. So this is the page. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and perform a specific scan. So for that, we're going to go ahead and click on scans and then we go to task. Now here in the task wizard, this is the task wizard option. It took a couple of minutes for it to pop up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the task wizard and click on task wizard icon, and here I'm going to go ahead and type the IP address. It's going to be 10.10.1.22 and I'm going to click on start scan. Now the scan will take some time and you see here the status is currently requested. Now according to the lab it says it takes up to 20 minutes to finish the scan. Let's wait for a few minutes and I'll let you know how long it took. The scan took a really long time, but it says it's done. So if I go ahead and click on the task and I can go ahead and look at all this results. So we have like what, 58 different vulnerabilities. The severity is not logged yet. Let's see. If you notice, there are 56 vulnerabilities for which there was no CWE recorded. There is one with the medium between 4 to 6.9 and one is low with between 0.1 to 3.9. So I'm going to click on this medium. So you will be able to see what this vulnerability is. Okay, and the severity is medium. And if you look at it, it'll tell you all the details about this vulnerability. Now, this entire scan was done with the firewall turned off on the target machine. Now, what we can do is we could go ahead and turn on the firewall on the Windows Server 2022. So let's go ahead and turn the firewall on. And we could go ahead and rerun the scan. Now, yes, it will still take an additional 15 minutes for the similar scan. So we need to go to scans, tasks, and then we have to go ahead and click on a new task. And we have to give the IP address of the target machine, which is 10.10.1.22. And then we'll click on start scan. And what you will notice here is even without the firewall or with the firewall, we are able to enumerate most of the vulnerabilities, and thus it indicates that this machine, even with the firewall enabled, that the target machine is vulnerable to attack even with the firewall is enabled. Now you will be able to see this once the second scan is completed. So it's just in the requested state. Okay. And once it is done, you will still be able to see those two vulnerabilities. Now I'm going to show you the screenshot of the result that we are expecting. So this is the screenshot that I have. So if you notice, this is with the firewall turned on, you will still see those same two vulnerabilities, one low and one medium. Now you could wait until the scan is completed, but end of the day, it will still be the same result. All right. Now let's go ahead and answer the security question. Perform vulnerability analysis for the target machine using OpenWAS. Find the number of vulnerabilities in the system. Enter the severity level of the DCE or RPC and MSRPC. Now, I've already done the scan here, right? So let's go here. So let's look at the vulnerability. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the results. So let's look at the vulnerability here. I'm going to click on medium. That's a vulnerability here. And the severity is 5.0. Click on score. All right, that's right. So that brings us an end to Lab 2, perform vulnerability assessment using various vulnerability assessment tools. Thank you.